Hello ImmortalNews family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 6. She suffered for a very long time but did it with a great deal of courage. Those were the words of Haywood Nelson, her longtime co-star and friend, reflecting the quiet strength that defined Danielle Spencer's life. Danielle Spencer passed away in Richmond, Virginia at the age of 60. Her passing followed years of serious health challenges, including breast cancer and a major brain surgery. Through it all, she remained brave, honest, and never lost her sense of humor. She first captured hearts as the unforgettable Dee Thomas on the hit 1970s sitcom, What's Happening? With razor-sharp wit and unmistakable charm, she became one of the most memorable child stars of her generation. Fans loved Dee's one-liners, her timing, and her chemistry with the cast. Danielle brought attitude and intelligence to the screen, helping shape one of the earliest portrayals of a loving, funny black family on primetime TV. Years later, she returned in What's Happening Now, bringing Dee back to fans who had never forgotten her. But Danielle didn't stop at TV. She pursued her dream of becoming a veterinarian, earning her degree, and caring for animals with the same tenderness that made her so beloved on screen. She also became an author, speaker, and advocate, especially open about her health journey. Her courage inspired many, especially as she faced surgery and recovery with honesty and grace. In 2014, she underwent a double mastectomy. 4 years later, she survived bleeding on the brain. Still, her spirit remained steady. Born in Trenton, New Jersey, Danielle always stood out, not just for what she did, but how she treated others. She was kind, funny, real. Fans and colleagues alike recall her warmth and her laughter. Haywood Nelson honored her as someone with a great deal of courage. Her brother, jazz musician Jeremy Pelt, remembers her as a loving sister and a bright light in their lives. Danielle Spencer leaves behind a legacy of joy, intelligence, and strength, one that spans generations. Whether on screen as Dee or in a vet's office caring for pets, she made lives better. Tributes to Danielle Spencer. Number 5. She sings like a horn. That's how legendary saxophonist Charlie Parker described Sheila Jordan, the jazz icon whose voice carried the spirit of bebop with clarity, honesty, and soul. A fearless innovator and beloved mentor, she passed away peacefully on August 11th at the age of 96. Raised in Pennsylvania after spending early years in Detroit, Sheila found music to be her refuge and calling. She was captivated by the sound of Charlie Parker in her teens, and would spend her life singing his language, interpreting jazz not just as a genre, but a way to speak truth. In the early 1950s, she moved to New York and immersed herself in the jazz world. Studying under Lenny Tristano, performing in clubs at night, and holding down day jobs, she carved a space for herself with quiet determination. Her voice became her instrument, nimble, expressive, and beautifully human. Sheila made history as the first female vocalist to record for Blue Note Records with her debut Portrait of Sheila. That album remains a benchmark in vocal jazz, raw, intimate, and emotionally rich. She revolutionized the jazz duo by making voice and bass interplay a mainstay, a format she explored across decades with partners like Harvey S. and Errol Anderson. One of her earliest studio features, You Are My Sunshine with George Russell, revealed her gift for creating a deep emotional connection. Later collaborations with pianist Steve Kuhn and others reignited her performance career in the 70s, leading to a late-life wave of acclaim. Throughout her life, Sheila never compromised her musical vision. Her improvisations were heartfelt conversations. Her phrasing told stories. Her workshops nurtured countless younger singers, and she gave with all her heart. In 2012, she was named an NEA Jazz Master, a long overdue recognition of her lifelong contributions to the art form. Even into her 90s, she was performing, teaching, remembering lyrics, and laughing with students. She inspired everyone around her to be fearless in their art, wrote one jazz singer in tribute. The jazz world mourns the loss of a true original. Sheila Jordan's recordings, teachings, and generosity will remain a guiding light. She is deeply missed and forever loved. Tributes to Sheila Jordan. Number 4. Sometimes Alleluia, sometimes Praise the Lord. These timeless lyrics not only defined a song but became a living theme for Chuck Girard's journey through music and faith. Chuck passed away at 81 after a brave battle with stage 4 cancer. He was surrounded by family when his final breath echoed the worship-filled life he led. Born in Los Angeles, Chuck's music career began young. In the early 1960s, his voice reached the charts with the Castells. He later hit the top 10 as part of the Hondells with Little Honda. But a turning point came in 1970, when a spiritual awakening at Calvary Chapel, Costa Mesa, launched Chuck into a calling far greater than fame. He co-founded the groundbreaking band Love Song, one of the very first groups to blend rock music with Christian lyrics during the Jesus movement. This wasn't just a style. It birthed what we now call contemporary Christian music. In 1975, Chuck released his self-titled solo album, featuring his iconic worship anthem, Sometimes Alleluia. His blend of California pop, heartfelt storytelling, and deep convictions brought a fresh sound to churches and seekers alike. Over the decades, Chuck traveled widely, sharing his message through concerts, worship events, and Christian television. He graced platforms alongside Billy Graham and mentored a generation of artists and worship leaders. His influence extended well beyond music. Chuck was known for his humility, kindness, and unwavering dedication to Christ. Whether on stage or off, he made people feel seen, heard, and loved. In 2012, Love Song was inducted into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, honoring a legacy that touched millions. Chuck is survived by his beloved wife, Karen, their 4 daughters, and several grandchildren. His daughter, Elisa Childers, carries on his passion as a Christian thinker and former CCM artist. As news of his passing spread, tributes poured in. One wrote, "His music was a bridge between heaven and our broken world." His family shared that Chuck considered serving the Lord through music the greatest honor of his life. Though he's no longer with us, Chuck's songs and the spirit behind them will echo for generations. Tributes to Chuck Girard. Number 3. A calm hand in chaos. That's how many who worked with Michael Klick remembered him. On sets that spanned tough terrain and tight deadlines, his unwavering focus and quiet guidance made the impossible possible. Michael Klick, the Emmy-winning producer behind landmark TV dramas like 24 and Homeland, has died at the age of 77. He passed peacefully in his sleep at home in Los Angeles on August 10, 2025. His departure is a deep loss for the television industry and for the many lives he touched behind the scenes. For over 4 decades, Klick shaped the standard for high-stakes, high-quality television. He played key roles in groundbreaking series like 24, Homeland, The Pretender, and Prison Break. His talent for bringing order to chaos set the tone for productions that often pushed creative and logistical boundaries. He helped guide both 24 and Homeland to Emmy wins for Outstanding Drama Series, and received 4 major nominations overall for his producing work on these globally acclaimed shows. Beyond the accolades, he was known for mentoring crews, opening doors for new voices, and bringing grace to demanding film schedules across continents. Later in his career, Klick continued sharing his knowledge with a new generation. Even in recent years, as executive producer for HBO Max's Love and Death, he remained hands-on, not just with production, but with people. He gave time generously, speaking to regional film groups about what made a production come together. Those closest to him speak not only of his skill, but of his kindness. He never raised his voice, remembered a longtime colleague. He led with trust and calm even when things got hard, especially then. Michael Klick is survived by his wife, Janet Hoey Klick, and daughter, Caitlin Hoey Klick. Their family has received an outpouring of messages from across the industry and the world. Michael Klick lived a life of quiet strength, creative vision, and steadfast support for others. His legacy lives on through the stories he helped bring to life and the people he helped along the way. Tributes to Michael Klick. Number 2, you don't sing songs, you live them. That's how one fellow musician described Gabi Novak, and how countless fans remember her. Gabi's voice became the soundtrack of generations. From jazz clubs in Zagreb to national broadcasts across the former Yugoslavia, her music was everywhere, gentle, thoughtful, and deeply human. Her journey began behind the scenes. Trained in the arts, she worked as a film illustrator and lent her voice to animation before stepping into the spotlight. Once she did, there was no going back. With elegant phrasing and emotional depth, she took on chanson, pop, and jazz with equal grace. Her breakout at Zagreb Fest and the haunting Sretan Put from the film H8 marked the start of a 6-decade career that never lost its heart. She earned multiple Porin Awards, including Best Jazz Performance, Album of the Year, Best Female Vocal Performance, and the Lifetime Achievement Award. But beyond awards, she earned respect for her careful song choices and her consistent devotion to music as art. Gabi was also a cherished collaborator. With her husband Arsen Dedic, she formed a powerful creative bond. He composed many of her songs, weaving their lives into melodies. Their son, Matija Dedic, carried that love of music into a celebrated jazz career of his own. Her final public appearance was at Matija's funeral just 2 months ago. She passed away in Zagreb at 89, quietly and surrounded by memories of a life steeped in music and family. Colleagues have praised her depth, her discipline, and the warmth she gave to everyone she worked with. As one Croatian radio host said, "Our music history has her fingerprints on every page." Though gone, Gabi leaves behind a legacy that still plays on airwaves and in hearts. Each note a reminder of the elegance she brought into our lives. Tributes to Gabi Novak. What's trending on the internet? News 1. Hey friends, take a moment with me for a story of courage and community. In Chengdu, China, Italian orienteering athlete Mattia De Bertolis, just 29 years old, passed away after collapsing during a World Games middle-distance race. Born in Feltre and raised in the Primiero Valley, Mattia grew up loving cross-country skiing and soccer, but he found his calling in the art of map and compass. He became a steady presence on Italy's national team, even helping secure a proud fifth-place relay at the 2022 World Cup final. Off the course, he was just as inspiring, a civil engineer pursuing his PhD in Stockholm, known for his kindness, humility, and a smile that put teammates at ease. Organizers and the global orienteering family are honoring him with flags at half-mast and heartfelt tributes, remembering not just an athlete, but a generous spirit who loved the outdoors and the challenge of navigation. Tonight, we hold Mattia's loved ones in our thoughts, and we celebrate a life defined by curiosity, grit, and grace. May his legacy guide future athletes to run bravely, think clearly, and care deeply for the sport, for nature, and for one another. News 2. If you grew up around Lynn or Nahant, this name will sound like a neighbor. Thomas P. Costin Jr., a beloved community leader, has passed away at 98 in Beverly, Massachusetts. Born in Lynn in 1926, Tom Costin became the city's youngest mayor at just 29, then served for 3 decades as postmaster, a steady, friendly face who helped modernize the mail while keeping community at the heart of the work. He was known for rolling up his sleeves, championing civil rights, and opening doors for thousands of workers. Friends remember his close ties to the Kennedy family and his deep pride in serving the people of the North Shore. Costin's life was a tapestry of service: Marine Corps veteran, city councilor, mayor, postmaster, and mentor, matched by a warmth that made every handshake feel like an old friendship. In recent years, Lynn's main post office was renamed in his honor, a lasting reminder of a man who believed public service is a privilege. Today, we say goodbye with gratitude. Thomas P. Costin Jr. will be remembered for his leadership, his love of community, and the way he made everyday neighbors feel seen and valued. May his legacy continue in the city he helped shape and the lives he touched. News 3. Hey friends, thanks for being here. Today we're honoring the life of Holly Hatcher, 62, a beloved former schoolteacher and the mother of country singer Spencer Hatcher, whose family is based in Virginia's Shenandoah Valley. In early August, the Hatcher family faced an unthinkable tragedy at their home. In the midst of the chaos, Holly's husband, Michael, 65, acted to protect their family. Authorities later shared that the suspect did not survive. Spencer, 31, has since postponed upcoming shows as the family grieves and gathers strength. What shines brightest is how Holly is being remembered, as a warm, steady presence who lifted up students, neighbors, and her 3 sons with boundless love. Friends, law enforcement, and an entire community have wrapped this family in prayers, kind words, and support, reminding us that even in dark moments, goodness shows up. As Spencer and the Hatchers take time to heal, many will remember Holly for her gentle heart, her dedication to education, and the way she cheered on her family's dreams. May her legacy live on in every note Spencer sings and in the kindness her community continues to share. News 4. Talk about a ranch dressing story you'll never forget. 34-year-old country star Carly Pearce was rushed to the hospital after a bottle of ranch unexpectedly broke and cut her right thumb at the VOA Country Music Festival in Butler County, Ohio. According to Carly's own light-hearted video, paramedics on site insisted she ride by ambulance for stitches. Yes, strapped to a stretcher, all for a cut from a condiment mishap. Carly shared the tale with a smile, joking about trying to do everyday tasks one-handed and promising she'll be just fine in a few weeks. She's already focused on keeping shows rolling, even if she has to get creative holding the microphone with her bandaged, dominant hand. Fans will remember her good humor, grit, and that can-do spirit as she gets back on stage, proof that even a little setback can't stop a big voice and a bigger heart. News 5. Let's talk about Kathy Griffin, age 64, who's opening up with trademark humor and honesty about a very personal choice. In Los Angeles, the Emmy-winning comedian revealed she recently had her third facelift, sharing the results and a few laughs about the process on her own show. Kathy says she turned to surgeon Dr. Ben TodaY and even joked about the funny and debasing consultation, keeping the mood light while being upfront about recovery and expectations. She also mentioned having some eyelid work, and reminded fans that no one comes to her shows to see a youthful face. They come for the jokes. In classic Kathy fashion, she kept it positive, practical, and kind to herself, noting that cosmetic choices are personal and that she's grateful to feel refreshed and ready for the stage. For longtime fans, it's a familiar mix of candor and comedy. And for anyone navigating aging with grace, Kathy's message lands gently. Take care of yourself, keep your sense of humor, and celebrate what makes you, you. That's how this moment will be remembered, by the laughs she shares and the confidence she inspires. News 6. Let's take a moment together to talk about a developing story out of Georgia that many are seeing online tonight. Authorities in Gwinnett County say 33-year-old rapper Tevin T. Hood was gently rushed to the hospital after being shot at his home in Snellville on Friday evening, where he later passed away. Police described the incident as a domestic dispute, and they've identified a primary suspect as 28-year-old Kai Lasheed Frost, the son of longtime Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta figures Kirk and Rashida Frost. Officers say this remains an active investigation, and they're continuing to gather information. For those who followed T. Hood's journey, he was known for his Atlanta sound, energetic performances, and a dedication to his craft that inspired young artists coming up behind him. Friends and fans are sharing memories of a hard-working creator who brought people together through music, reminding us how songs can lift spirits and build community. As loved ones grieve, our hearts are with T. Hood's family, friends, and the Atlanta music community. May his life be remembered for the joy he brought to stages and studios, and may those who cared for him find comfort in the legacy of his music and the unity it created. Number 1. Any goal I score is for the team, not just me, Kunishige Kamamoto once said. That simple belief defined a career that lifted Japanese football to new heights and brought pride to a nation. Kamamoto, who passed away at the age of 81 due to pneumonia, wasn't just the greatest striker Japan has ever known, he was the heart of Japanese football's rise. With 75 goals in 76 matches for the national team, he set a record that still stands today. But numbers alone don't tell the story. He helped lead Japan to a historic Olympic bronze medal in 1968, winning the tournament's Golden Boot with 7 goals. It was the country's first Olympic medal in football, and Kamamoto made sure Japan was seen on the world stage. At Waseda University, he led the scoring charts for 4 straight seasons. Then, with Yanmar Diesel, he dazzled for nearly 2 decades, scoring 202 league goals and claiming the JSL scoring crown 7 times. 14 times he was selected in the league's best 11. Teammates admired his consistency, rivals feared him. His signature strike, right foot, 45 degrees, was more than a shot. It was a symbol of precision, power, and purpose. But Kamamoto was never just about scoring. He led by example with fierce determination and quiet humility. Many credit him with setting the standard for Japan's modern game. After hanging up his boots, Kamamoto became a manager, a football official, and even a member of Japan's upper house. As vice president of the Japan Football Association and a pioneer in the J-League era, he shaped the sport beyond the pitch. He built the bridge between generations of football in Japan, said a former JFA colleague. Without Kamamoto, we wouldn't be where we are. Inducted into the Japan Football Hall of Fame in 2005, his legacy continues in every young striker who dreams big, in every Japanese fan who remembers 1968, and in every goal that echoes his style. Kunishige Kamamoto is survived by family, and he is remembered by a nation, a true champion, on and off the field. Tributes to Kunishige Kamamoto. She moved through rooms like a hush in the wind, always graceful, always listening. That's how a longtime friend once described Joanna Carson, whose passing in July 2025 at the age of 93